What's up YouTube, it's Young Man's Daily Red Pill, back with another video. Thank you guys for clicking on today's video, liking the content, sharing the content, and helping me spread this Red Pill message. Today's video is going to be a very important topic, especially if you're dealing with any anger, frustration, or resentment, and you need to get it out and you want to express it in a positive, productive way, all right? It's okay to have these feelings, it's okay to have frustration and anger, but make sure what you do with it, because that's normal. Make sure what you do with that anger and that frustration that you might be feeling is you channel it towards your purpose and towards positive things in your life, because it's easy to get stuck in those negative feelings and feeling down, feeling bitter, feeling angry at people that might have hurt you in your past. Like I've experienced that, and I'm going to talk about both my life experience and something that we can take out of what's going on today in culture, all right, in pop society and culture. And that story that I want to talk about has to do with Offset and how he actually released snippets, I should say, of 2 new songs. And he put them up on his Instagram, and it looks like he's recovering extremely well from the news of the divorce. And he's actually been in the booth a lot lately, and he's been working towards his purpose, which is rap, all right? And a lot of you guys know he was married to Cardi B for 4 years. They had a child. And a lot of people in the comment section beneath his snippets that he released, because he's been in the booth, he's been channeling all his energy into his purpose, probably trying to get some money for child support. But I can only assume he's just doing it to self-improve. So he's in the booth grinding on his purpose. Instead of feeling bad for himself, instead of feeling like, man, I have to pay child support, I have to pay alimony, and my wife's divorcing me, she wants my child. He's not feeling bad for himself. What he's doing is he's working towards becoming a better version of himself. Now, this might not be the best example because he's had some sketchy past history, but it was interesting to read the comments from his post. And if you want to go check that out, go to his Instagram and check it out. But a lot of women were attacking him, and a lot of women were saying, you're more focused on getting money than your own child. And see, what women don't understand is women are attracted to money and resources and wealth. Like the commenter that wrote that, she's just some random lady out there writing on the internet who would sleep with a guy with status like Offset in a heartbeat, just to get her name out there, just to get popularity, just to have access to more resources. It is hypergamy at its finest. So for women to call him out on it, it shows you how women have no clue about their own hypergamy and their own innate desires for survival. And they're going to hate on him and always side against the man because Cardi B to them is their god, all right? That's the modern day female's idol that she worships, because she is strong and independent. And a woman like Cardi B is never in the wrong, even though she chose specifically to marry, and not just marry Offset, knowing his history, knowing what he struggles with women, but she chose to marry a man and then have a kid with him. So for her to attack Offset and say it's his fault makes no sense whatsoever, because at the end of the day, women have the final say in pregnancy in general. Men have no say whatsoever. And women choose to have kids with certain men and choose to not have kids with other men because alpha seed, beta need. And we talk about that on this channel. But what I want to talk about is also a personal experience in my life. Just the same way that Offset's using this divorce and what might be seen as a negative breakup in his life, he's using it to focus on his purpose. And he's in the studio, he's in the booth, spitting bars. And I can relate to this in my life because I played basketball growing up and in college. And I remember after my first breakup, I was so angry and so hurt and bitter for the first few weeks. But I remember just channeling that energy into going to the gym more, into working out harder. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't already be doing that, but it's great to use that as extra motivation to really self-improve and become the best version of yourself. There's nothing like proving that other person that left you wrong. All right, guys, it's complete motivation. I remember my mindset at the time. I put on my headphones and I was just going hard because I had that extra motivation and desire to be on my purpose and to prove her wrong, prove that she made the wrong decision, and prove that I was the right choice the whole time. But looking back, I should have just been doing that to improve myself in general. But what I'm saying is you have options, all right, when you take the red pill. You have an option to either get angry, like I talk about, and shut down completely and not take advantage of the knowledge and the information you have, or you can use it as a way to motivate yourself 110%. Like, you should be able to get up in the morning and say, I'm going to prove that I'm the stuff. I'm going to prove that I'm the man. I'm going to prove through hard work that I will come out on top and above anyone else that comes in my way. And I understand that my value comes from myself. But a lot of times men don't feel confident in themselves and they don't feel value in themselves because they're not putting in that extra time and energy to work on themselves and improve their lives. You have to use all the heartbreak, the anger. I still remember this day, literally, when the guy that was cheating on my ex walked into my work, sat down, and started talking to the other women at my work about how he had been with my chick, and then those chicks eventually relayed the message to me. I remember that day so vividly because I use it as motivation on top of what I do. I remember the phone calls I used to get with the first chick I was with when I was over in school from her side dude that would call me and constantly tell me about how good she was in bed. And I use that and I channel that anger and that energy towards my purpose because I understand it doesn't do me any good to focus on the anger and the frustration I might have went through. What good is that going to do? That's giving ultimate power to her. That's giving my power away to these females that did me wrong, that didn't deserve my high valueness or what I had to bring to the table. And I use it as mental fortitude and power in order to channel my energy towards my purpose even more. And I wouldn't have this channel, I wouldn't have any of the things that I've created if I didn't go through those experiences and I didn't channel my energy in a positive way. It's important to use red pill motivation and not just squander it, all right? You have to be on your purpose. You have to be working hard because I want you guys to improve and I want you guys to feel better about yourselves. Don't get caught up in that depressed, angry phase. Use that anger, if you do have it, to channel it towards something productive and channel all those negative experiences, those memories, hold on to those and channel that frustration and anger every day you get up in order to work harder and become a better version of yourself. I love you guys. Stay blessed. Continue to work hard. Continue to grind every single day. Have a good one. I'm out of here.